Hello, friend. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today because last week we had an episode that talked about rebuilding real connection after your affair. And, sometimes even when you are still building connection, you still have these cravings and these longings. And I wonder if sometimes you have felt that your cravings are almost betraying you. Like, you know something isn't good for you, but you still want it anyway. And you're trying to rebuild connection with yourself and God and maybe a spouse, but you still can't shake this longing for a craving of something you know is not good. Maybe you even miss someone that you know God is asking you to walk away from. Or you're constantly thinking about a relationship that wasn't healthy. So why is it so hard to let go of it? That is exactly what we're talking about today. The cravings that don't serve us and what to do with them. Today, I want to remind you that you are not weak, you are not failing, you are definitely not broken. You're actually human, and these cravings are coming from a much deeper place. And when you meet them with compassion instead of shame, that is when the real healing begins.
Hey mama, welcome to Intimacy After Infidelity. Do you find yourself Googling, can a marriage survive infidelity? Or what's the first step to divorce? Do you wake up full of hope, only to end the day with more shame when there's another stupid argument again? Hey, I'm Christina Joy, forgiven daughter of Jesus. I too felt the shame of infidelity and wished someone had a roadmap for how to get out of the mess so I could experience freedom. I kept telling myself I just needed to try harder to end the affair and fix my marriage, until I found I needed Jesus to heal some deep wounds in my heart. Through prayer, lots of research, and developing new healthy habits, I was able to find healing to shed my shame once and for all. Now I'm excited to share everything I've learned with you. So find your safe space and pop in that earbud. Let's rebuild your life and marriage better than it's ever been.
Before we dive in today, I want to make sure that you know about the community that I'm creating for women just like you. It comes with a course called Coming Home to Freedom, but it's more than just a course. It's a cocoon, a soft, safe place where you're not trying to fix yourself, but where you're invited to return to yourself and to God and to community. Inside of Coming Home to Freedom, we retrain your body, not only your brain, and we help you regulate your nervous system, not just repeat new mantras. Oh, and we gently untangle those attachment patterns and help you make different choices in real time because you feel safe doing so. Each week, sister, you get a new lesson, a guided exercise, a live group coaching call with other women who are walking the same road. This is where the real transformation begins. So if you have been craving freedom, but you keep getting pulled back to old patterns, this is for you. Doors are open now at ChristinaJoyCoaching.com or DM me a message on Instagram with the word freedom, and I'll know to send you that link. Okay, so today, let's be clear. I did not always have the words for this. At first, it just felt like I missed him, like I needed him. And I would say things like, I just want to talk to somebody who cares about me. I miss my best friend. I just want someone to ask how my day was and actually care. It felt so basic, honestly, just human. But eventually, I was able to learn the language of what I was actually craving. I was craving attention, affection, safety, presence, someone to live life with. And I wanted to be seen and cherished and chosen. Now, sister, these are good things, but I was trying to meet them in a way that was not good for me. And that's what today is about. Not just the behavior, but what's actually underneath it. Because behind every craving is a core need. Behind every addictive pattern is an unspoken longing. And behind every attachment is a part of you that is just trying to feel okay. So let's get curious. I started to notice patterns about my behavior. I didn't just want to hear from him. I needed to hear from him. And if he didn't respond quickly, I would feel sick and panicky and what's going on? And my thoughts would spiral. Was he mad? Was he hurt? Was he gone forever? What was going on? During that time, I would check my phone obsessively. And then my brain started to make up stories when he didn't answer. Well, maybe his phone died. Maybe he's at the store. In my case, maybe he was abusing a substance. Maybe he was with someone else. Okay, so if any of this sounds familiar, please know you're not alone and you're not crazy. You're not being dramatic. You're probably dealing with an anxious or disorganized attachment style where your survival brain literally believes your safety is tied to the availability of this person. And so, sister, we don't just miss them, we crave them. And we will do just about anything to feel that hit of relief, even if it means doing something that's not wise or something that risks our safety. Maybe even something that we said we wouldn't do again. Sister, I did all those things too. One time, I even showed up at a specific house because he wasn't answering his phone. I needed reassurance everything was okay. And you better believe he was not happy when I showed up at that house because it was not safe. But in that moment, I wasn't thinking about if it was physically safe for me. I just needed to know that he was okay and that he still cared about me. These are the actions of someone living in survival mode. Sister, they are not the action of someone who's bad or broken. They represent someone who's deeply hurting. So, again, the first step towards healing is getting curious. Instead of asking, why am I like this? Why am I doing this? Start to ask something different, like, what am I really needing right now? Sometimes it's attention or affirmation. Sometimes you might just be desiring to feel close to someone after a fight with your spouse or a hard day at work or a hard day with the kids. And when I started observing these things in my life, I could see the pattern and then I could start to interrupt it. I was not a project to be fixed, but I was practicing noticing what was happening. Oh, I want to text him now. What's going on inside of me right now? Often it was loneliness or fear or the ache of not feeling chosen. So I got really honest in my journaling. I invited God into those moments. I didn't shame myself, but I started to see myself. And that's when change began. Now, this is where I want to pause, sister, and I want to speak directly to your heart. That longing that you feel, it's not wrong. The ache that you're still carrying, it is not shameful. And the fact that you still think about him sometimes, it doesn't mean that you're not healing. All of those things simply mean you're human. And it actually means that your body is working. That's a good thing. It means that you did have real connection, even if it was unhealthy. So you don't need to run from the ache or punish yourself for the craving. And you definitely don't need to numb it or white knuckle your way through. What if those cravings were actually a compass to direct you? What if they were a sacred reminder that you were made for connection and belonging and deep, rich intimacy? And now you can learn how to meet those needs in a safe, sustainable, and soul level way. Not with intensity and chaos, but with intimacy and peace. And you're not meeting those needs with a person who hurts you, but with a God who heals you. Now, you cannot always control your first thought. You and I both know that sometimes thoughts about this person will pop into your head very randomly, or a memory, or maybe a song that just triggers this wave of longing again. You can't always choose your first thought, but you can choose your second thought. You can say, oh, hey, loneliness, there you are. That was a big part of my life, and I see you. Now, what do we need right now? Do I need rest? Water? Nutrition? Do I need to message a safe friend? Do I need even a phrase from scripture to just anchor me back in? That thought of missing him can either spiral me into self-sabotage, or it can serve like a check engine light on my car dashboard, and it can serve as a reminder to come home to myself again. Here's the deal. Your nervous system will choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven because your brain is wired for attachment, not necessarily safety. Like I said, there were times that I made some very not safe decisions because I wanted what I thought was safe, which was my attachment to him. So even if that situation hurt you in some way, it felt familiar. Your brain thinks that it's safe. That's why it's not just about knowing better in your head. Mindset is absolutely part of this. But it's also about feeling safe enough in your body to choose differently next time. And that's why this work matters. Your healing, your freedom matters. Here, I'm not just about breaking bad habits. I'm helping you to retrain your nervous system. I'm helping you to create a new felt experience of safety. You do not have to do this alone. And again, that's exactly what Coming Home to Freedom, the community, is all about. Yes, it's a course, but what's more powerful is the community coaching calls. So you don't have to just white knuckle your way through healing anymore. Together, you'll learn how to calm your nervous system, see your patterns with compassion, rewire what feels normal to your brain, and you're able to share your story and be witnessed in a safe space. You can return to the truth of who God made you to be. No more hiding, no more spiraling, definitely no more shame. Just one small return at a time until you've built a new home inside of yourself and with God. Are you curious to know more? Head to ChristinaJoyCoaching.com or DM me that word freedom and let's begin. God, thank you for being the one who doesn't shame us for our cravings, but you invite us to see what they're really telling us. God, you created us for connection, safety, love, belonging. Would you gently show us how to meet those needs in a way that honors you and brings peace to our souls? God, help us to be honest with ourselves, to stay curious instead of ashamed, and help us to return again and again to your arms of grace. We trust that freedom is possible, one tiny return at a time.